Today I'm making a fun dish great for the upcoming cold weather. It's my version of chicken paprikash, and I am in the midst of browning 3 pounds of legs and thighs, maybe like 6 leg thigh pieces that have been separated, getting them really nice and golden. Mostly for flavor, but also for color, just so that your final dish is nice and rich and delicious. You're gonna wanna do this in batches with a couple tablespoons of oil. And I'm doing it right in the pot that I'm gonna cook my paprikash. So get it nice and golden brown before you move on. Take your chicken out when it's nice and golden and just set it aside. It's only partially cooked, so if this was the pan that you had your chicken on to begin with when you seasoned it, don't worry. Of course you seasoned your chicken before you did your browning. Set that aside for a sec and then pour off all but 1 tablespoon of fat from your pan. And you don't want too much fat in your finished dish, but you need some fat to brown your onions, so leave a little bit in there. The bottom of the pan has nice golden brown bits on it, and that's gonna add tons of flavor to the final dish. This is 1 large onion that I've sliced and 3 cloves of garlic, minced. You wanna saute your onion and garlic until they're translucent, and scrape up the bottom brown bits because you don't want those to burn. And in fact, sometimes I like to add just a splash of water to the pan, just to make sure that that doesn't happen and that the brown bits come up. Often you'll deglaze the pan with some wine or something at this point, but I like to make sure that all those brown bits, which have so much great flavor, get incorporated into the onion mixture and don't have an opportunity to burn before that happens. Now you can turn your heat up to medium high or even high and cook your onions till they're translucent. If you did add some water, make sure you let it evaporate out before you move on to your next step. After about 5 minutes total, you can add your paprika. It's 2 tablespoons of sweet Hungarian paprika. And then stir it around. Let the paprika get fragrant, but don't let it burn. And also add 3 tablespoons of all-purpose flour. The flour is gonna thicken everything, though you have to be careful at this point because really there's only a tablespoon of fat in there, which is a low ratio of fat to flour for a roux. And you don't want it to get too sticky. So give it a stir, cook it off just a little bit, and then add your stock. This is 1 3/4 cups of stock. I'm gonna add just a little bit at a time so that it doesn't get lumpy. This is the cooking liquid, obviously, that you're gonna cook your chicken in. You see how it's nice and smooth. Once you've added about 1/4 of your liquid, you can tell that all the lumps are out. Then you can add the rest of your liquid. It's 1 3/4 cups, which is 1 can of low sodium broth. Homemade, even better. Then you can add 1 can, it's 14.5 ounce can of diced tomatoes. Season with some salt and pepper. So this is at a boil. Chicken goes back in. Skin side up, nestle everything in. May not be a single layer, but that's okay. Make sure you're cooking this in a nice heavy Dutch oven or other pot that's got a heavy bottom so that it doesn't scorch when you're cooking it, because it's gonna cook on top of the stove. Though you could finish it in the oven if you wanted to. It's a braise, and you can do those both on top of the stove or in the oven. Nestle them in, and then reduce to a simmer. And you wanna cook this covered for about 20 minutes or until the chicken is cooked through. I'm gonna serve my paprikash with egg noodles, which have been cooking. They only take about 5 minutes, which is awesome. And the paprikash simmered and done. The last thing that you wanna do is stir in some sour cream. Mix the sour cream with the hot liquid and then stir it in, and that way it won't break. So that's what I'm gonna do. Stir it. Sour cream. You can dollop the sour cream on, but I like to stir it in. It adds really nice richness. Of course, do this with the flame turned off. You don't want any more heat being applied to this. And then you can eat. Spoon up some noodles. Spoon some sauce. And the onions too, really nice and savory. And then we're done. Oh, but wait. For a little freshness, some parsley. Tear it on top. You want to have a lot, you might want to chop it, but I'm just being super cash. And there you have it. It's super cash paprikash. Enjoy. Perfect for winter and fall. So good.